Acai, from breakfast to dessert and from savoury to sweet. This little purple berry truly has packed a punch in a huge variety of forms. Starting off as a staple food in the Amazon and then growing up into this hyped up superfood worldwide, I've seen this fruit sold in both the tiniest towns of South America and in the hippest hipster bars here in Europe. So where did the acai hype start? What are the ways in which people eat acai, especially in Brazil, because this is where I discovered acai first? And what potential benefits to our health may there be found in acai? Happy New Year, everyone! My name is Didi and I'm a registered dietitian living and working in Ireland. I have a huge passion for travelling and exploring the many cuisines and foods that our planet has to offer. And so this year I've decided to start a blog and video series here on Didititian to highlight some of my favourite foodie finds from my travels. So Didititians Foodie Travel Diary will explore the many delicious foods I come across on my journeys and reflect on their backgrounds and nutritional perks and quirks. So I just came back from my own New Year's break in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And while I was there, I was honestly surprised to find that nearly every second shop around was selling acai fruit in some form or another. All the shops were painted in various shades of purple with accompanying purple bags, napkins, cutlery to match the purple foods. And then on the beaches as well, there was vendors with ice bags slung around their shoulders, selling acai in its many different forms and with its many different topics. Just right there on the beach. It was incredible. And so while I was in Brazil, I got the opportunity to delve into some of the history of this growing trend, the acai trend in Rio, through talking to Edici and Martinelli, the grandmother and uncle of a friend I have in Rio. Edici had grown up eating the berry as an accompaniment to savoury meals, and she had seen the berry take over Rio by storm in a whole new form, the nearly sickly sweet acai bowls that were sold on every street corner. So let's delve right in. What is acai? Well, acai is a stone fruit grown on the acai palm tree. However, it is so small that it's more often referred to as a berry than a stone fruit. Acai palm trees are originally found in the swamp or floodplains of Brazil, Peru, Trinidad and Tobago and Suriname. Acai fruits are a deep dark purple in colour, and they have a large seed in its centre. And they can grow, and this really surprised me, but they grow in bunches of up to 500 to 900 berries or fruits in one bunch. And they can usually be harvested twice a year. And it is said that Brazil produces around 85% of the world's acai. So what does acai taste like? Well, I think the plain acai pulp, or the berry on its own, can be described as quite sour. But I'm not sure the description makes sense of the way I ate it, which was mostly the acai bowls. But it kind of tastes a little bit as dark as it looks. So maybe like a mix of blackberries and chocolate. So what are the ways in which acai is eaten around Brazil mostly? Well, my friend's grandmother Edici grew up in the north of Brazil and discussed that in her town, acai was usually eaten as a sour sweet sauce to accompany a savoury meal. So while the fruit can be consumed on its own, it is usually turned into a sauce. And she's described how the stones of the fruit would be removed by mashing up the berries with her hands, and she would then squeeze out the stones into a separate basin. The pulp of the fruit was then mixed with a little bit of sugar and served alongside a meal mostly of fish and vegetables. However, of course, by the 1990s, word got out about the potential health benefits of the acai fruit, and not long after the gym heads and surfers of Rio took this on board, they took the acai berry to a whole new level. So acai pulp was mixed with guarana syrup, which is a high caffeine syrup made from the guarana seeds, which are also found in the Amazon. And this turned acai into a very hip and trendy, energizing snack for those really into their health and fitness. And at the moment, I suppose in Rio, this acai guarana mix is now sold mostly as a frozen ice cream style blend. It's served with a whole host of different toppings, ranging from fruits and yogurts to chocolate sauces and crumbly peanut butter sweets. Sales have skyrocketed and continue to grow, according to Martinelli. He says that Rio is by far the biggest consumer of acai in the world, but that very few people in Rio actually eat the fruit as the traditional plainer accompaniment to fish. And definitely while I was there, I witnessed how all generations, from the very young to the older, including Edici, seem to indulge on the acai, the sweet versions, at least a weekly basis. Now, unfortunately for those of us not living in Brazil, acai is highly perishable, and because of that it is difficult to transport from the Amazon without significant processing. So here in Ireland, for example, and I suppose in most of Europe and North America, it is most commonly available in frozen or powdered forms. So you can, I suppose, find those frozen acai bowls in more and more shops, for example here in Ireland, and they're already a huge success around the States. I found it quite difficult myself to find frozen acai pulp here in Dublin, but some health food shops do sell freeze-dried acai powder, which can be mixed with more readily available frozen fruits such as blueberries, raspberries and bananas to make an acai bowl of your own. So what are the potential health benefits then of acai? Well, by the mid-1990s, health claims for acai's potential benefits started skyrocketing. From being marketed as an anti-aging elixir to resolving impotence, acai has been sold to resolve almost any ailment under the sun. So much so that several lawsuits have actually been filed against companies selling acai with unlawful claims such as preventing cancer and promoting weight loss. Now, obviously, saying that any one food type or food supplement can cure or prevent disease is usually an immediate warning sign that a food is being promoted as a fad. And when it comes to the weight loss claims of acai, there is very little evidence to show that any substantial benefit exists of adding acai fruit into your diet. Any research so far that does claim to show weight loss through the use of acai supplements is of poor quality. There's also no evidence available to support the idea that specifically adding acai to your diet will reduce your risk of any cancer. However, as with many types of fruits and vegetables, and especially berries, acai is indeed full of health-promoting vitamins, antioxidants, polyphenols, anthocyanins and fibre. Including plenty of fruits and vegetables in general, with as wide a variety as possible, is indeed linked to a reduction in your risk of developing cancer, heart disease, stroke and healthier weights as well. And so acai may play a potential role there in enhancing variety and encouraging a more regular consumption of fruit. Now, one little remark about those acai bowls that I found being sold in Rio. Be aware that many of those ice cream style acai bowls are laden with sugar. Actually pretty much sickly sweet in my opinion. And then they top them off with even creamier and more sugary toppings. So while they do have a base of fruit, I would consider these types of bowls more as a dessert. And so while they're absolutely grand or fine to enjoy as part of a healthy diet, I have tried to see them for myself more as an occasional treat rather than a healthy snack or breakfast option. So I suppose that was my first entry to my Didititians Foodie Travel Diary. Let me know if you'd like to learn more about my travelling foodie finds by liking the video, subscribing to my YouTube channel and following my Instagram page. And of course, I'd love to hear about your favourite foods that you discovered while travelling. You can share some of those stories maybe in the comment section below. I'm always dying to learn about more different foods from around the world as well, so please do comment. And thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!